I want to thank each of you who stayed by for this afternoon's presentation. We're going to talk a little bit this afternoon about the immune system and God's health plan. And then I'm going to open the floor up for questions and answers. Okay, let me find my place here. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Whipple, for that song. Oh, no, not from the beginning. We're not doing it from the beginning. Okay, there we go. My name is Rick Lee. I'm a naturopathic doctor. And my wife and I and daughter, we have a ministry called Original Healing Ministries. And we've been in this work for, 25, 30 years combined, over 45. We've seen a lot of sickness, a lot of disease. And it's both sad and satisfying knowing that people don't have to get sick. And when they do get sick, God has a health plan to restore them back to health if they would cooperate with Him. Okay? So I want to talk about the immune system. And as I said this morning, God has a health plan. And in fact, 3 John 2 tells us, beloved above all things. So God will not leave us to take care of our health or depend on another human being when He knows the power of Satan and his enmity towards Christ and man. Ponder this thought for a second. Book of Daniel. Gabriel stands directly in the presence of God. God sends Gabriel on a journey to give Daniel understanding. But Satan withstands Gabriel 21 days. That's how powerful Satan is. To where Gabriel had to enlist the help of Michael, Jesus Christ, so he could finish his mission. So we're not just dealing with disease from the standpoint of something floats around in the air and comes in my nose or my eyes or my ears and some orifice and I get sick. No, that's the germ theory, which is a false theory. That's why it's called a theory. We get sick, the primary, well, let me say the germ theory is a secondary reason why people get sick. The primary reason, which has already been proved scientifically, is that we break one of the 10 laws of health. There's several 10 laws of health, which weakens the organs of the body, which weakens the immune system, which sets the stage for disease to get a foothold. Okay. I talked this morning a little bit about the frontal lobe, which is the crown of the brain. Your spirituality, your morals, your willpower are all right here in the frontal lobe. That's where the battle is taking place. Either Christ is going to control it or Satan is going to control it. And how he controls, one of the ways he controls it is what we choose to eat. I shared with you on Friday night how he's taken the food of the earth and turned it into poison. Because Satan knows if he can conquer this physical body, because the physical body is what houses the brain, the soul, and the spiritual. So if he can conquer this body, he will conquer, where you will not be able to reproduce Christ's character. So, talking about the immune system, we have to understand how wonderful God made this system. Think about it, over 380 trillion pathogens in our bodies on a daily basis, and our healthy, optimal immune system manages them. Not only manage, but we never become infected, unlike vaccines, which work based upon infection first, and then you fight for your life to survive. It is obvious that a strong immune system is far superior to a vaccine, and since God created man and created the human immune system, then he must have a health plan, and there is his health plan. We use the acronym at Original Healing, Be in Health. Benevolence, exercise, in God trust, nutrition, healthy air, enough sunshine, attitude of gratitude, lots of water, temperance, healthy rest. We talked a lot about temperance these last couple of days. Temperance is the link between the gospel and the health message. There's the scriptures in the Bible where you can find each one of those doctors, and I pray that each one of us will take an interest in them. I shared this quote with you before: nature is God's physician, the elixir of life. I'm going to go a little fast this evening because I want to leave time for questions and answers at the end. The things of nature are God's blessings provided to give health to body, mind, and soul. They are given to keep them well, and to the sick to make them well. They are more effective restoring health than all the drug medications in the world. The question is, do you believe that? Are you willing to put these 10 doctors in practice on a daily basis? Exercise, walk 1 to 3 miles a day. That's all you have to do. We're talking about a strong immune system now. Drink 50% of your body weight in ounces of water. If a person weighs 200 pounds, they need to drink 100 ounces of water per day. If it's a hot day or if you're exercising, you're going to need more. Rest. You got to be in bed by 10 o'clock. 1 hour of sleep before midnight is worth 2 hours after. I'm sure you've heard that many times from medical missionaries, but have you ever heard why? There's a hormone called the human growth hormone. That hormone takes care of just about everything in your body. It's like the liver producing enzymes. Nothing takes place in your body. All chemical, mechanical, electrical, nothing takes place in your body without enzymes. The human growth hormone factor is what helps to heal the body, to grow the body, to strengthen the body. And if you're up after 10 o'clock at night, that human growth hormone factor begins to dip. It peaks around 10 o'clock. You don't want to be up 1, 2, 3 in the morning. The liver, which I just mentioned, that produces over 100,000 enzymes per day, which nothing takes place in your body without an enzyme, sets between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. If you're up 1 o'clock in the morning, your liver's not going to be able to reset to do its job for the next day. Your immune system will not be as strong as it could be if you had went to bed at a normal time. That's why one of the reforms is work. We can't be workaholics. Another organ. Let's take the adrenal glands. They reset between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. every morning. You know that gland, the fight or flight hormone? Well, if you don't have a good, healthy breakfast between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., it's not going to reset. And so when you get stressed and you're not eating properly, that stress is going to continue to you exhaust those adrenal glands. And if anybody have ever had adrenal failure, it's not pretty. It's like falling off of a cliff. I worked with 2 ladies in my career that had adrenal exhaustion. So God has put this body on a 24-hour circadian rhythm. We know about the 7-day cycle. The body has its 24-hour cycle. Each organ is reset in different times of the day, reproducing different hormones, enzymes, chemicals, whatever it needs to do to keep this body functioning and your immune system strong. So, God's 10 doctors, God is what heals us. Thy way may be known upon the earth, thy saving health among all nations. 67:2 tell you God has a health plan. And his health plan is supposed to go all around the world. Who forgiveth all thy iniquities, who healeth all thy disease, who redeemeth thy life from destructions. Psalms 103, 3 and 4. So God is the one, and we have to follow his rules. So, come now, let us reason together, saith the Lord. We talked about physiology should occupy the first place in raising your children. Do you still have that book? This is one of the books we raised our children on. Who was it? Tanya, did you hand? Yeah. She just handed my daughter this, but bless her heart, we have. This is what we raised Alicia on. It talks about the organs and to where a youth can learn, a youth can understand. So they can start at a very early age. Body organs and the 8 laws of health, Celeste Lee. So your children can start understanding how these organs work. And once they understand how these organs work, they can learn how to protect them and take care of them. Your grandchildren, we have a responsibility to educate our children, our grandchildren. And I'm encouraging you to take up that work. So, the immune system is an amazingly intricate collection of specialized and not so specialized cells, organs, and structures. The mission of which is to identify and destroy foreign invaders before harm is done to the body. Disease-causing organisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungus, parasites are detected upon entry, tagged for termination, and devoured by hungry immune system cells. They're called macrophages or big eaters. So you have an army within you. This is what Satan cannot overcome unless you violate God's laws of health. Period. Does God know everything? Does he? Okay. Well, then he knows everything Satan can even think of to create to harm man. And he's put it in your immune system, so he can't. But we have to trust him. So, 7 habits of an effective immune system. Investigation, communication, cells communicate, pathogens communicate. I call this the ultimate chess match. Because the immune system communicate what virus, pathogen, bacteria, etc. And they put together an antigen and an antidote to deal with the pathogen. But guess what? The viruses and the pathogens communicate with each other as well. Whatever you use to kill them, if you don't kill them the first time around, you kill the old, you kill the young, but the mutant ones are going to communicate with each other. And the next time around, it's not going to be as easy to destroy them. We have duplication. The immune system got to duplicate what the pathogens are doing in order to destroy them. They have to cooperate with each other. You got white blood cells right now circulating in your body looking for invaders. And when they find one, they communicate to the brain. The brain either communicates to the thymus, the spleen, the bone marrow, whatever is necessary to deal with that type of pathogen. Annihilation. Then you have the natural killer cells that once the pathogen is identified, the antigen is created, then the NG or the killer cells go about destroying viruses, fungus, bacteria. And then transportation. Your lymphatic system is called the second immune system. Your lymphatic system is what's responsible for getting the dead pathogens out of your body. So just because you get a swollen up underneath your gland or any of your lymph nodes, it may or may not be necessary to go to a doctor. That's where they're being transported for elimination out of your body, and it may swell. Just rub and massage it gently for a day or two and see what happens. It should just go down. Or how many people have heard of a rebounder? The little mini trampoline? Just jump on that. That's the best way to open and release pathogens out of your immune system, the rebounder. 10 to 15 minutes, 2-3 times a week. And then cessation. Battle's over. Immune system's won. You didn't even know a battle was taking place. You're up and running as if nothing ever happened. So the powerful soldiers of the immune system destroy cancer cells and other foreign invaders every day of our lives. They do their work so thoroughly that most of the time we are unaware that the war is going on. Right now, we probably have cancer cells in us. But as long as your immune system is working properly and is up to optimal functioning, they will take care of those cancer cells. So, there are 2 phases of the immune system. One when you're young, other when you get older. The H1 response is characterized by the production of interferon gamma, a powerful cytokine that helps to activate macrophage, that's why I said earlier, those big eater cells, and other immune cells. The main function of Th2 cells is to activate the antibody-mediated immune response. Okay, this is what it looks like. When you're younger, the innate immune system, and when you get older. The problem here with COVID-19, you see this cytokine. At a certain point of the COVID-19 disease, the Th1 should have shut off. You ever heard of a cytokine storm? That's when the body is producing way too much. That is inflammatory. And when the body gets too much inflammation, now it becomes a problem. If you know how to manage COVID-19, you should activate the adaptive immune system for health and healing. So, let's talk a little bit about each location of the different cells in the body for health. The tonsils are the body's first line of defense against inhaled pathogens. Specialized M cells on their surface capture antigens from pathogens and alert B cells and T cells to mount an immune response. So through your mouth, you have the thymus that is there with M cells to alert the body of what's going on. So it's very careful. We have to be very careful not to eat food too hot. You know, some people like their food so hot they start to perspire. It doesn't taste good if it's not the right temperature. Well, you're destroying your M cells. That's why we're counseled not to eat hot food. The thymus is a small organ in the upper chest that produces and matures white blood cells called T lymphocytes. That's why they're called T cells. They're produced in the thymus, which helps the body to fight infection and disease. I'm going to share some vitamins and herbs and minerals that will help strengthen these organs. For the thymus, you need B complex, vitamin C, calcium, fluorine, iron, silicon. The herbs ginseng, golden seal, licorice root, wheatgrass, pokeweed all support the thymus. So when the flu starts going around, you might want to start partaking of some of these natural blessings that God put before us. The spleen, the largest lymphatic organ in the body, the spleen filters bacteria and viruses out of the body, out of the blood, and stores the red blood cells and lymphocytes for release when required. If you crave sweet foods as part of the symptom picture, it would suggest that your spleen isn't working effectively. So if you are desiring sweets all the time, you might want to have your spleen checked. The following nutrients are beneficial for the organ: vitamin A, B12, vitamin C and D, iron, zinc. Dandelion is indicated to support the spleen in conditions such as amnesia, the low iron in the blood, anemia. I'm looking right at it, it's not registering. Okay, anemia. And diabetes. It stimulates the portal circulation, which includes the spleen. Cleavers is a common garden weed and is a fantastic lymphatic alternative and detoxifier. Now be careful when you use weeds out of your garden, they're very potent. I used to mix dandelion, it's a weed, with cleavers. If you walk past the fence and these little green things stick on you, those are cleavers. I used to make a green drink out of the weeds in my yard. And I'm telling you, they're way more potent than the vegetables you buy in the store. You don't need much. Astragalus. Researchers have found that astragalus enhances the body's own natural killer cell activity. Still, other studies have shown that astragalus stimulates T cell activity and restores immune function. Robin Landis and P.K. Callis noted that astragalus stimulates phagocytosis, increasing the total number of cells and the aggressiveness of their activity. Astragalus was able to completely restore the function of cancer patients' compromised immune systems. So if you have a compromised or weak immune system, astragalus is the herb that you should be taking. That's in a study Rob McCaleb noted in Herbalgram 21 in the summer of 1988. That's what this research came from the University of Texas Medical Center. So University of Texas Medical Center is nothing to sneeze at. That's where they did that research that found that astragalus restored the function of cancer patients that had compromised immune systems. So there's another picture of Th1 and Th2. The human system, immune system requires vitamins, minerals, herbs of your immune system need to perform, including vitamin C, A, D, E, along with minerals of iron, selenium, zinc, folic acid, herbs that strengthen and support the immune system, echinacea, elderberry, astragalus, shiitake, and maitake mushrooms. Red root, suma, DHEA is needed for optimal immune function, and others. That DHEA is, goes very good with vitamin C and golden seal for the immune system. 8 ways to boost your body's natural defense. Get enough sleep. Sleep and immunity are closely tied. You don't get enough rest, it weakens your immune system. Eat more whole plant foods. Plant foods, anything green, you see all that grass out there, the weeds I just named to you? Anything that green has chlorophyll in it. Chlorophyll helps to cleanse the blood. But not only that, the difference between your blood and chlorophyll is this. Your blood has iron in it, chlorophyll does not. Chlorophyll has magnesium in it, but your blood does not. Those are the only 2 elements that are different between chlorophyll and blood. Eat more healthy fats like olives and avocados. Eat more healthy fermented food or take a probiotic supplement. Number 5, limit added or processed sugar. In my opinion, eliminate them. There's so many natural sugars out here today. You don't need the processed sugars. Engage in moderate exercise, 1 to 3 miles a day walking. That's all you need. Stay hydrated, 50% of your body weight, Dr. Water. Number 6 was doctor exercise. Number 5 was doctor nutrition. And number 10, manage your stress level. Doctor trust in God. I mean, there's different ways of looking at what science put before you. If you translate them into God's word, they'll tell you exactly what they are. So, 6 enemies of the immune system. Absence of friendly flora, that's the gut. Eating too many hot foods, too many sugary foods. Bacteria, fungi, parasites, yeast, viruses. All those can only happen when your organs become weak, and that gives these pathogens the opportunity to set up shop. So, what binds the immune system? Stress, sugar, poor lifestyle habits, antibiotics. Antibiotics kill everything, the good and the bad. They're necessary at times, and if you need one, make sure after you finish the regimen, take all of it, don't stop. That's what most people do, they stop, which gives the mutant pathogens time to put together a defense, and the next time the doctor has to give you a stronger antibiotic. But after you finish the regimen, make sure you take a good pre and probiotic. Because like I said, the gut, the flora in the body works off of good and bad bacteria, pathogens. They're symbiotic. The good cannot do its job without the bad. But as our body chemistry change, our pH, which is a measure of resistance. It's more than acid or alkaline. It's a measure of resistance in the digestive system. And when the pH gets too far acid or too far alkaline, which tells me which way your body chemistry is going, those bad pathogens now become bad to deadly. And then as you replenish the probiotics and the prebiotics and build your flora back, then they go back from being deadly to just bad bacteria. So those are what binds the immune system. We've talked about the natural law, and it's to prepare us for the coming of the Lord. Now I'm going to share something with you very interesting next. It's a book that was written. It's called Acquired or Inspired. Medical doctors looked at Sister White's prophecies as related to health, and this is what they found. Percentage of health statements, number of health statements. This is the year, oh, you can't see the year. On the far left, 1960 is the what. The year 2000 is the what. And the Y, 1960, the Y, and then the 2000, the Y. In other words, Sister White said, we should remove the leaves from around close to our houses because they give off a gas and make us sick. Anybody ever read that? Okay, several people have. Okay, now, the what? The leaves around the house. In 1960, it was only 59% that they could verify. In the year 2000, it was up to 87%. Amazing. 87% of what Sister White said, the whats, went from 59 to 87%. The why is a little bit more difficult for science to figure out. 1960, it's at 42%. In the year 2000, it's at 45%. So that tells me God is smarter than man. The whats jumped almost twofold. The whys, only a couple of percentage points. So man is just trying to figure out this body. But I thought it was interesting that I'd share this information with you. It's called Inspired or Acquired or Inspired. Oh, and by the way, these were Seventh-day Adventist medical doctors and non-Seventh-day Adventist medical doctors.